call Halayim Yahweh Bashem Yahusha Bashem Rakakadash Barakatha Yahweh Barakatha Yahusha Barakatha Yahweh Barakatha Yahusha Barakatha Yahweh Bashem Yahusha Bashem Rakakadash. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people ignorantly call God. Yahweh Shah is the true name of the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus. Right? The true names are Paleo Hebrew names. And if you read your holy scriptures, right, you'll know that they're exclusively for the 12 tribes of Israel, which are you Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, and their offspring based on the father's lineage. Right? I want to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. A hearty shalom to the hopeful elect, the sincere believers in Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, right, in the true doctrine. Shalom, shalom, right. And in this video, I just want to go over some history, man, right, exposing these devils, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, right, and his offspring, man, right. You know, you secular history, man, right? History tells you that this man is nothing but a bloodthirsty man, right? This man is a thief, right? He's a vagabond, right? Right? He's on the run from justice, right? He's oppressed the children of Israel, right? For several hundred years. History shows you that he is our enemy, man, right? He's never cared for us, right? And he never will, right? And the Lord is coming to destroy him and to put him in chains, right? And in this video, man, I want to go over some history, man, right? To prove who this devil truly is, man, right? Right, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 10. But I have made Esau bare, right? Meaning he's made Esau bare, right? He's exposed him, man, right? He's unclothed Esau, right? As it says in First Thessalonians, right? As it says in First Thessalonians, and I'm gonna try and grab that real quick. Bear with me, right? He said he's made Esau bare, meaning he's exposed Esau, right? He's exposed Esau for his wickedness, right? As it says in Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, right? Meaning the return of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, right? The redemption of the elect of the nation of Israel shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that happened, right? Us so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, we lost our heritage, right? We went into captivity, slavery, right? Our heritage was beat out of us by the so-called white man, right? So that falling away, it says that they shall not come except there come a falling away first. That happened, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, right? And that man of sin that's being revealed is no other than Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, right? He's being revealed, all of his dirty secrets, right? The lies, the propaganda, it's all being exposed, man. His plans are coming to the forefront. We see who he is, man, right? And as it says in Jeremiah 49 and 10, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself, right? And all this these different agendas he's pushing, man, is being exposed, man. Even people who don't subscribe to the true doctrine of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, they know that the so-called white man is the devil. They see it, right? You can't deny it. He can't hide himself, man. Right? There's nothing he can say, man. We see you're setting up the beast system, right? We see your history, right? The perpetual hatred and oppression that you've inflicted on the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, right? The unrighteous decrees, right? The wickedness, man, that you push, right? We see your hand in everything, man, right? In the medical field, right? We see your hand in it, right? The history with the Rothschilds, right? Funding the medical field, right? They prescribe prescription to not cure, right? They don't prescribe prescription to cure, right? That's been exposed, bro. Their medical system is set up just for them to make money, right? People know this now, right? The different treaties you broke with the so-called Native Americans, which is the tribe of Gad, right? The history on that, the Battle of Wounded Knee, right? The Alvarado Massacre, right? Black Wall Street, Rosewood, right? And more things that we're finna go through in this video, man. Right? The wickedness, man. Your hand is filled with blood, right? The things that you're doing in Australia with the Aborigines, right? Right there on the internet crying out, right? You devils, so-called white men are being exposed, being made bare. You are that man of sin, Esau, Edom. Back in Jeremiah 49:10, I'm gonna read it again. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, right? You motherfuckers, you're no good, man. You're liars, man. And you've inherited lies, man, nothing but lies. And you're gonna find that out soon, man. Right? And your future is captivity, then destruction. And his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Right? So right, the so-called white man, right, he's the enemy of the whole world, man. Right? He's destructive, man. Right? And that's why he has to be done away with. And that's all being exposed, man. Well, we finna go into some history on this devil. Right? Right? This is a school, man, here in Florida. They had to rename it because because the history that was coming out on this devil, J.J Finely, right? J.J Finely, man. Right? Right? This Edomite devil, man. They had a whole elementary school named after this man, right? And the school was a all-white school at first, right? But during when this pandemic first started, man, right, a lot of history was coming out on it, and they had to rename the school, right? But we're gonna get some history on this devil, J.J Finley, man. All right, he was in the Confederate States Army, Confederate States of America, right? He's the devil, man. It says, man. It says, on May 1st, 1853, Florida Governor Thomas Brown appointed Finley circuit judge of the Western Judicial Circuit of Florida. So he was a judge, right? He was a judge, man. All right. Which also shows you, man, all these people in power were devils, man. Right? He was also a member of the United States House of Representatives, right? He was also the mayor of Memphis, Tennessee. All right. He was also a member of Arkansas Senate. Right. He was a member of the Florida Senate, and and as I said, he was a circuit court judge in Florida, man. Right. He was a racist Edomite, man. He was a devil, man. Right. Our oppressors, man. Right. These devils who hated us ruled over us, man. Right. They took off the Klan mask and put on suit and ties, man. Right. And uh, uh some history, some history we're finna go into is when he was presided uh as a judge in the state of Florida versus Simeon. Right. Simeon was a slave, man. You know, he was a slave, man, an Israelite. Right. In June 1853, Finley presided over state of Florida versus Simeon, a slave. The Collins Hotel in Pensacola, Florida burned on October 17, 1852. Collins' fire spread to the home of Francisco Morano on October 18. Dr. R.T. Maxwell's home burned, and an alleged arson attempt was made to the home of a Mrs. Derry, from which a perpetrator was discovered and fled. On October 19, Alex McVoy's home burned. After the McVoy fire, Pensacola Mayor Joseph Serrera ordered the arrest of Simeon, one of McVoy's slaves, for arson. Sarah questioned Simeon in the mayor's office, right? Took Simeon's confession to arson of the Maxwell Dairy and McVoy homes and ordered Simeon arrested. Simeon was held in the Pensacola jail from October 1852 until trial in June 1853. Bruh. That's several months. Sarah testified at the June trial that during Simeon's interrogation, there was a great crowd just outside the mayor's office calling for Simeon to be hanged. According to Mayor Sarah, if not for the protection he gave Simeon, the people would have taken Simeon into their own hands. These devils. The mayor told Simeon that if he admitted that he alone had burned Dr. Maxwell's house, that he would be tried and certainly hung. However, the mayor also told Simeon that if he had accomplices, he could turn state's evidence and his accomplices would be put on trial rather than him. Sarah further testified that when he asked Simeon if he set these fires, Simeon replied, "Send for my master, and I will tell the whole." Simeon's master, Alex McVoy, arrived at the mayor's office, and McVoy reiterated to Simeon the warnings and promise that the mayor had already made. Simeon then stated that he had set fire to Dr. Maxwell's house, and that he was alone when he did it. Simeon told Mayor Serrera and McVoy that he had started the fire at a ground floor window on the east side of Dr. Maxwell's house and remained there until it was blazing. Simeon's attorney, Richard Lewis Campbell, questioned Mr. Joseph's communes, who testified that he saw Dr. Maxwell's house on fire at about 2 a.m. and that he was one of the first persons to arrive on scene. Cummings contradicted Simeon's purported confession. According to Cummings, the fire did not start at the ground floor of the house, as Simeon had stated, but rather at the shingles on the roof. Right? So that wasn't a real confession, man. Right? They forced him to admit to that, man. Right? That was typical things they used to do back in the day, man. Right? These devils are evil, man. Campbell also questioned Chester Knapp, who contradicted Simeon's purported confession. According to Knapp, the fire had not started on the ground floor, but rather in the attic. Further, Knapp testified that upon seeing the attic in flames, he tried to break down the front door of the home, and that had the ground floor windows been burning, he would have noticed, right? So Simeon did not do these fires, man. Following Campbell's examination of condoms and canaps, the state questioned McVoy, who testified that he was in the mayor's office when Simeon confessed, and that Simeon was laboring under great terror, and that he never saw anyone more terrified, right? So they coerced and forced Simeon, man, to admit to these things, man. Probably beat the shit out of him, right? This is the type of things the so-called white man did to you so-called Negroes, man, right? The tribe of Judah, right, right, or Benjamin or Levi, right? You Negro, Jamaican, and Haitians, man, right? Citing American and English common law, Campbell motioned that Finley exclude Simeon's confession from the jurors' consideration, arguing that Simeon's statement to Mayor Serrera were elicited by undue terror or the hope of reward, right? So he was trying to get J.J. Finley, right, to not put allow that confession, that false confession, to be used in court. And let's see what J.J. Finley did. Finley denied Campbell's motion and directed the jury to determine whether Simeon's confession was voluntary. The jury found Simeon guilty. Simeon stated at a sentencing hearing that he was not guilty of arson. Finley then ordered Simeon executed by hanging on Friday, August 26, 1853, between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. by the sheriff of Escambia County at some convenient place. Right? So J.J. Finley, man, this race ass cracker, man, this Edomite, man, had a school named after him here in Gainesville, Florida, man. Right? These devils, man. This stuff is everywhere, man. This is history, man. Right? Campbell appealed Finley's denial of Campbell's motion to the Supreme Court of Florida. The court heard oral arguments on July 13 and 14, 1853. All right. On July 25th, 1853, with Finley present, the court reversed Finley's denial of Campbell's motion in a 2-1 ruling and ordered a new trial, right? So it was a new trial ordered, right? So Simeon was to be held in Pensacola jail until the second trial. Finley canceled the October 1853 Escambia County Circuit Court term due to a yellow fever epidemic. Simeon's second trial was postponed until the next Escambia County Circuit Court term in June 1853. Simeon died in the Pensacola jail on February 25th, 1853. Right? So he didn't even make it to his second court date, man. Right? These Edomites took him out. Right? A sickness came. Right? Everybody they postponed the trial. Right? But before his second trial he actually got to his second trial. Right? He was murdered, man. It's not going to tell you he was murdered, but he was murdered. Right? He didn't die of that disease, man. Because it would have been reported that he died of that shit. He didn't die of a disease. They killed him, man. Right? They killed him. They killed him. Right? These Edomites are devils. They killed him, man. And this is a man, right? They named a school after him, J.J. Finley, man. This shows you, right, that you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, we are still in captivity, right? We are here in the land still subjected to our captors, man, to the people who've oppressed us for hundreds of years, right? We're still in their hands, right? And what does the Lord say about that, right? This is Exodus 21 and 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death, right? And this is why it says in the book of this is why it says in the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34, Yahushua in red letters says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." Right? Yahushua is coming with a sword because he's coming to kill you devils, you Edomites, man. Right? Because his people, right? Yahushua comes from the tribe of Judah, right? And you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you are Israelites, man. Right? And we were captured by the so-called white man. We've been oppressed by them for hundreds of years, right? And when Yahushua comes back, we're still going to be here in their hands, man. Right? Most of us, a bulk of us here in America, Babylon the Great, right? The great city that was built on our blood, sweat, and tears, right? So when Yahushua comes back with that sword, he's not coming back to bring peace with a sword. He's coming back to kill, right? It says, if a man stealeth a man, and if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Well, you Edomites are going to be put to death, man, because we're still here in your hands, man. Right? All of the tribes, right? Right, and also you heathens, man, because you played a part in it as well, right? According to Psalms 83, right? You heathens are benefiting from our captivity as well, right? And uh, uh, I'm gonna get one more article, man. I'm gonna get one more article, right? Just to tie it in, man. Cause you'll have those Israelites out there that'll say that the Latinos and Native Americans are not Israelites, but y'all need to shut the fuck up, man, because they are. They're the Northern Kingdom. Read the Apocrypha, right? The 10 tribes, right? They went into Syrian captivity, but then when they got out, right, they went where no other man dwelt, and that's here in the Americas. That's why when Christopher Columbus came, he came with Hebrew interpreters, right? And he read Second Esdras. That's why he knew they were over here. Come on, man. Right? And you had Negroes, so-called Negroes, who came over here with them, man. Right? Right? And then the curses, man. We're all in the same fucking curses. We've been oppressed together. Right? Right? I was in the library at that J.J Finley school, and when I walked across, I seen a book about the Seminole Indians, man, and it read, I'm gonna take a picture of it and I'm gonna make a video on it as well. When the Negroes ran away, they used to run, and who they ran to? The Indians. Man, we bled and died together. We were in slavery together, right? Come on now. And this article right here is gonna prove that the Latino Native Americans are Israelites, suffer the same curses. Um, this is from the New York Times. Lynch mobs killed Latinos across the West. The fight to remember these atrocities is just starting. Come on now. Arlinda Valencia, a descendant of lynching victims, at a remembrance ceremony at the state capitol in Austin, Texas. Yeah, man. Latino, man. Latino woman. Right? This is a Latino woman, man. Come on now. They were getting lynched and murdered right along with our ass, man. Right? Because we are the 12 tribes of Israel, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. Northern Kingdom is the Latino Native American tribes, man. Right? Come on now. Arlinda Valencia was at a funeral when an uncle told her a bewildering family secret. An Anglo lynch mob had killed her great grandfather. A mixture of grief and shock overwhelmed me since this was the first I heard of this, said Miss Felicia, 66, the leader of a teachers' union in El Paso. The more I looked into it, the more stunned I was at how many Mexicans were lynched in this country. Miss Valencia and other descendants of lynching victims are now casting attention on one of the most grimiest campaigns of racist terror in the American West, the lynching of thousands of men, women, and children of Mexican descent from the mid 19th century until well into the 20th century. Some victims were burned alive, like Antonio Rodriguez, 20, a migrant worker who was hauled from a jail in Rock Spring, Texas, tied to a tree and set ablaze in 1910. Come on. But they're not Israelites. They're not Israelites. They're not Israelites though. Come on, man. We're in the same curses. We're under the same curses. Other mobs hang white or shot Mexicans, many of whom were United States citizens, sometimes drawing crowds in the thousands. Lynchings have long been associated with violence against African Americans, right? You Negroes, so-called Negroes, right? You Judites, Benjamites, and Levites, right? You Southern Kingdom, right? Which the Negroes are Judah, the West Indians, Jamaicans are Benjamin, and the Haitians are Levi. Lynchings have long been associated with violence against African Americans in the American South, and these atrocities are remembered at the National Memorial for Peace and Justice in Alabama. Lynchings of Hispanics have faded into history with less attention. Often they have been portrayed as attempts to exercise justice on behalf of white settlers protecting their livestock or claims to land. But a new movement is underway to uncover that neglected past. It has unleashed discussions about the scramble for land or mining claims that frequently influence these lynchings, as well as the traces of such episodes in resurgent anti-Latino sentiment and the question many parts of the United States are confronting: who gets to tell history? In 1880, a mob in Collin County in North Texas accused Refugio Ramirez, his wife, and their teenage daughter, Mariana Inez, of bewitching their neighbors. The three of them were burnt to death, according to Laura F. Edwards, a historian at Duke University. Right? Mm-mm-mm. And this is another one. This is this is actually a picture of them dragging dead Latinos, man. These so-called white men. I don't know if you can really see it. Yep, you can see it now. Yep, it says Texas Rangers on the King Ranch in South Texas in 1915 with locusts pulled around the bodies of Jesus Garcia, Marico Garcia, and Amado Manunez, right? These are our Latino brothers, man. Going under the same curses we were under, being murdered and just killed, man. All right, now this is another one. In another episode in 1882, a man of Mexican descent identified as Augustine Aguirre filed a complaint against an Anglo man who shot at his dog. In retaliation, Angelus tracked down Mr. Garner down and fatally shot him in front of his wife. the Austin Weekly Statesman reported at the time. In 1922, a group of 10 men snatched Elias Villarreal Zurati from a jail in West Weslaco in South Texas, where he was being held for fighting with a white coworker. La Pirana, a San Antonio newspaper, described how the mob hanged him, raising the ire of Mexican diplomats who were trying to curb such killings. But on January 28, 1918, a group of Anglo cattlemen, Texas Rangers, and United States Army cavalry soldiers descended on the village as families slept. They seized 15 men and boys, the youngest of whom was 16, marched them to a bluff overlooking the river, and fatally shot them at close range. After burning Porvenir to the ground, the Rangers and Frenchmen claimed, without offering proof, that the villagers had been thieves. Man, hey, that's enough, man. That's numerous accounts. Esau is being made bare, man. Right? And the Latino Native Americans, man, they are Israelites as well. We're all under the same curses, the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man. Right? And our enemy is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and these other heathen nations, man. Right? But Esau, we're on Esau's ass in this video, man. The so-called white man, that devil, man. Right? You're exposed, man. See, and this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast. They refused to let them go. Right? Their Redeemer is strong, Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Right? He says, think not I'm come to bring peace, but I come to send a sword. Right? Our Redeemer is coming with that sword, Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Right? Our big brother. Right? Right? And what does it say in Exodus? If a man stealeth a man and he's found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. Our Redeemer is coming to put that man to death, these Edomites. Right? Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. Right? And Babylon the Great will be destroyed, man. Alright? And right, this is this word, this truth going out, man, through the elder apostles of Great Millstone, right? This truth, right, this is going out to awake the elect of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man, right? And to blow the horn, man, right? And let us know that our King is coming to redeem us, man. See, this is Zechariah 11:5. I'm gonna start at 4. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, right? And that's what the elders and apostles of Great Millstone are doing, man. They're feeding the flock of slaughter, man, right? As it said in Second Ezra, my people are are sheep led to the slaughter, something like that, right? Because we are being led to the slaughter through these false prophets and through Esau Edom, man, right? He pushes his propaganda on us. He's been doing that, right? But the Lord is telling, right, the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone, the true prophets, to feed us, and that's what they're doing, right? With this truth, they're feeding us. In verse 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Right? And our possessors, they slay us and they hold themselves not guilty, man. Right? The so-called white man, he kills us in the streets, right? All throughout history, he's murdered us. He's destroyed and stole from us, right? And he doesn't he doesn't hold himself guilty of those things, right? Because he believes, right, we're just cattle, man. Right? He hates us, man. He doesn't. There's no justice in the system for us, man. Right? Right? And they think that the Lord is with them, man. They don't understand that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is coming to destroy them. Right? See this verse 6. For I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land. Right? The Lord is not going to pity Babylon no more, man. Right? As it said in Jeremiah 50. He's going to disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. Right? And that's what's going to happen, man. Right? Um, this is this is Obadiah. This is Obadiah, and I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna read verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts concerning Edom. Edom is Esau. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and an ambassador is set among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. uh, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Right? Everybody hates these devils, man. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, what's the symbol of America? The bald eagle. And though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Skipping to verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Right, these devils are made bare, exposed. Skipping to verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty man, O T man, shall be dismayed to the end, that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Right? And this is what's coming, man. That's their judgment, man. Right? And that's why you see the world in the state it's in today. Right? Because that judgment is coming on their ass, man. Right? Esau goes back to Cain, man. Right? And Cain was that vagabond running from justice. Right? Right? But the Lord says the Lord has reserved them, right, for the day of judgment. Right? And that day is coming, man. We see that day happening now. That's why we see their kingdom being brought down to the ground. These different pestilences, right? All out death, right? The division within their government, right? They have no understanding, man. These people are stupid, right? Look at the president, man. He's dumb as a box of rocks. He's a dead man, right? He's old as fuck, right? These Edomites are through, man. Look at their kingdom. It's over. It's over, right? Everything they've been teaching has been found out to be lies, right? They're not the people of the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's been exposed. They're not the Israelites, right? Those Ish people, they're the house of Amalek, which is the grandson of Esau. They're Edomites as well, man, right? Esau's been made bare. He's been exposed, man. So-called white man's through, right? And judgment is coming down on his ass, man. The Lord's finna get that get back for the nation of Israel, right? You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man, right? So Israel, repent, for judgment that is at hand. The kingdom is at hand. Our redemption is nigh. Shalom, shalom.